Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 23rd of June. The first important news, that is G-20 educational minister agree on equitable use of AI, that is artificial intelligence. Second, PM Kisan mobile app introduces face authentication. This is the first government app that will be using the face authentication method. Third, that is medicine patent pool deal to make cancer drug cheaper. Second last, that is center grant approval for Kaligar Pen Monument. And the last is an editorial, that is the doorway to an entrepreneurial university. Right? Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. And before I begin this session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. So starting the session with the first news, that is G20 education ministers agrees on equitable use of AI, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is the issues related to development and management of education and human resources. So meeting of the education minister of G20, India is the current chair for G20. So the meeting on that vertical on education was held in Pune, and they have agreed for equitable and inclusive use of AI, that is artificial intelligence, right? In education and its skill that respect human rights. This is what the main idea, the central theme was about behind the meeting. Now, all G20 members have agreed for the critical role that can be played by the education sector and even enable for the human dignity and empower the humanity globally. Now, what is the significance of the potent artificial intelligence? किस तरह से artificial intelligence खास करके education के sector में एक substantial contributions कर सकती है? While speaking to that, the education minister has during this meeting actually, the Prime Minister who has emphasized that the significant role can be played by artificial intelligence in the field of learning, skilling and education, right? So Prime Minister was making a virtual address to this session, and he has highlighted that the transformative power of technology in role of shaping the education has played a very important. The Prime Minister has also underscored the part of foundational importance of education, जहाँ पे उस educations में development, civilizations, progress of humanity, everything will be encapsulating so that the progress is there at the last one. Now he referred that the education ministers as a seed pass linking the part of the mankind towards development, peace and prosperity. Now, holistic approach to education, something that is required. India has been already investing for the part of this. And even just to tell you that India has implemented the National Education Policy 2020. So everything that India is doing is somewhere linked and aligned to part of this new national education policies. The Prime Minister has outlined India's holistic approach on education, focusing on the significance of the foundational literacy as a bedrock for the youth development. Now, Government of India ने निपुण भारत initiative start किया, which aims to promote proficiency, reading, understanding, and numeracy at certain age and certain group. You have to check the details. I have already made a discussion in this regard. G20 has also recognized the priority as the foundational literacy and numeracy. The Prime Minister has emphasized that there's a need to innovate for e-learning methodology and even provide the quality education with effective governance. Government ने काफ़ी ऐसे important e-initiatives या e-learning platform जैसे स्वयं है और भी ऐसे कई सारे e-पाठशाला. There are a lot of other initiatives that was taken by the Government of India to promote the inclusiveness of education, right? Now, Disha portal, which will enable the school education through learning, distance learning, and provide support to 29 India, the part of the languages is there, and 7 foreign languages. तो जितने languages हैं इंडिया में उसमें 29 languages and 7 foreign languages will be included under the Dasha portal. Now, the other news, that is PM Kishan mobile app introduces face authentication feature, something important for General Studies paper 2. That is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. So recently, the Union Agriculture and Farm Welfare Minister has launched a PM Kisan mobile app, and this mobile app actually called for the face authentication features, which is under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. So PM Kisan, a very important scheme by the government of India helping the farmers. The scheme has become the first scheme in the government to do so, which will be using eKYC through the facial authentication mobile app. Now, the PM Kisan is one of the world's largest direct benefit scheme. Very, very important for prelims examination and even for many other government examination that will be appearing for. These type of factual information is vital. Now, what is the aim of the scheme and what is the aim behind the part of the incorporation for the facial recognitions? So the aim of the app is to resolve the difficulties related to Aadhaar verifications, updating their bank account and other details which was there in the PM Kishan portal. So farmer was not finding that convenient. Now the government has come up with such easiness that the process of authentication can be done so easily. Now through this app, the farmer can complete the part of the Know Your Customer, that is KYC, right, process through scanning their face. Now there's eliminations the need for one-time password or fingerprint verifications. This has eliminated because the facial recognition itself go by iris and other scan. Further, the app enables the farmers to assist up to 100 farmers in completing their eKYC at home itself without any problem, and at self-services this will be done, which will be convenient to lot many farmers. Now, what is eKYC facility in this? Definitely the part which is incorporated is to ensure that eKYC is done at home. So the government has extended the eKYC ability to the state government officers, enabling them to complete the process up to 500 farmers. Now, department has also collaborated, जहाँ पे Indian Post Payment Bank, this will be one entity that will be helping the farmers to update the Aadhaar linked bank account of the beneficiaries. As the common services center, जिसे CSC centers भी कहते हैं, you must be aware about the centers, जो कि village level पे भी blocks पे, even village blocks level, they will help the farmers to get the KYC done. और ये सारे जो help है camps के through की जाएंगी so that maximum people are benefited. Now, a brief about the PM Kishan Samman Nidhi scheme, very, very important, directly important for the prelims also. It's a sector scheme that provide income support to the families of landholding farmers. The scheme provide supplementary financial support that call for basically the activities, the farming activities, agriculture activities, and elite activities for domestic need. Now, under the scheme, 6,000 rupees per year is given. This is given in 3 equal installments. So this is again important. You have to note that. PM Kisan provide income support to all landholding farmers who have cultivable lands. और कई ऐसे groups हैं जो कि exempted हैं, जो taxpayer हैं या जिनके पास एक substantial amount of land holding है, they are not the beneficiaries under the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. Now the scheme is 100% funded by the government of India. The state government and union territories identify the beneficiaries और वो eligibility, उनके जो eligibility criteria है वो state government और UT पूरी करती हैं, and they finally send the list to the central government, right? So this is how the entire beneficiary mechanism works. Now moving to the other news, medicine patent pool deal to make cancer drug cheaper, something important for general studies paper 2. That is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. So in a move where government is looking forward, not only government, the private entities are looking forward for the cancer drug which is more accessible and cheaper to the patient. So recently the medical patent pool has signed sub-license agreement with many important pharmaceutical companies. Now, this agreement was signed between Indian-based company Eugia, Hetero, Dr. Reddy Laboratories, along with the Indonesia firm that is Bright Gene, right? So they will make some genetic version of a drug which is also known as Nilotinib, right? So, and the Switzerland-based pharmaceutical company, right? Now, this drug is used for the treatment for the chronic myeloid leukemia, that is a part of the blood cancer. Leukemia itself used for the cancerous item, and now this is related to blood. Now, this Nilotinib will sold as a part of the brand name Taxtia, which is marked worldwide by Novartis, which is a brand by US, and they have made a commendable progress when it comes to the part of innovations and research. Now, about the medicines patent tool, how does it work? So basically, MPP की अगर बात करें, it's a UNIAD-backed international organization founded in 2010. This is based in Geneva, Switzerland, and it is a mandate to accelerate the part of affordability of the drug and for important diseases like HIV, hepatitis C, tuberculosis and even HIV associated comorbidities. तो ये सारी जो diseases हैं इनके लिए एक affordable treatment को promote करना with a collaborations is done by the medicine patent pool, right? So this allow to improve the access and affordability of appropriate drugs for specific disease like HIV, hepatitis, tuberculosis, specifically to the low and middle income countries. So this will be helping these countries where the prices of these drugs are considered to be on a higher side. Now after collaboration, it will cost them less. Economic research find that this pool increase in the generic diffusions in the LMIC has also an upstream innovations. And in 2021, MPP has extended the mandate to increase the technology with an initial focus on COVID-19 and pandemic preparedness. Now, this is the first sub-license agreement which is there. So if you see the part of MPP, they are facilitating for the development of life-saving drugs, specifically for the low and middle income countries. और इसके साथ साथ ये भी benefit होगी कि जो कैंसर की treatment है, like the result for out of license agreement will be there between the companies of India and Indonesia along with the Novartis Pharma AG, right? So information released by MPP said that the selected manufacturers can make the generic version of the part of the Nilotinib, and India will be 7 in the middle income countries. Now, they can also supply 44 territories, including the license of the non-exclusive license agreement that is subject to local regulatory authorizations. Now, moving to the other news, that is center grant approval for Kalang Nagar Pen Monument. So this is important for general studies paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, it is important for Indian culture that will cover the salient feature, art, architecture and modern times. And in paper 2, it is important for the government policies and interventions. So the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has given the coastal regulation zone clearances to Tamil Nadu body proposals to construct Kalankar Pen Monument in the Bay of Bengal in Marina Beach in Chennai, but with 15 conditions. There are certain conditions. So this is important because a project is being executed by a state. Clearances की बात है और किस तरह से region, you have to see the map also, that will be relevant. Now with the final approval, the state government may begin the process for the implementation, and it has also noted that the ministry may revoke suspension if any part of the problem is found during the on course or during the completion of the project. So the condition has to be made with all letter and spirit. Now about this project, this was proposed as an offshore memorial to honor late M. Karunanidhi, the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, with a prolific writer, poet and orator. So this is a part of a tribute which is given to the leader. The monument, which will be shaped as a giant pen and symbolizes the contributions of Tamil literature and culture with a political legacy. The project was announced in 2022 and is expected to cost 81 crore rupees, covering the part of area that is 8,551 square kilometer in the Bay of Bengal and about 360 of Marina Beach in Chennai. It's a famous beach in Chennai. Now, what is the conditions when it comes to the compliances part? The ministry has categorically stated some of the compliances mandate. So, उसमें दी गई है that the submissions will be there to the तमिलनाडु पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, जो स्टेट की पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड है, उनके जो कंप्लाइंसेज उनको पूरा करना होगा. द डिपार्टमेंट हैज टू प्रपोज द पेन monument 30 meter high, which would be spread over this much kilometer. This will include the pen pedestal, lattice bridge, and even the pedestrian pathway above the sea. 7-meter wide bridge would have 290 meters that would length. This is the details about the part of the infrastructure that is ongoing. You don't need to focus upon this. Now, some of the conditions laid by the union ministers, including no objection certificate and INS Adar, which is situated in 800 meters away from the project, will also need to be put in caution, and even all the compliances that is mandate should be there so that these are not impacting the part of INS either. Now, the green panel, that order is also a mandate. So, in order to have a directions of the court and tribunal, this has to be compiled with the ministry that has added the CRC clearance letter in subject to the final order by the National Green Tribunal for the Southern Zone. The PWD would prepare a DPR, that is a detailed project report, for executions of the project based on the ministry approval. So there's a whole set of mechanism and the part of procedures that need to be followed for the execution of this part. And moving to the editorial of the day, that is a doorway to an entrepreneurial university, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest, and also important for this General Studies paper 2, where government measures are related and issues related to education are mentioned in the syllabus. So what I'll be discussing under this editorial, that is a roadmap for the entrepreneurial university, a modern university system, how does it actually functions, a new phase, UGC की जो initiative है POP उसे देखेंगे, significance of professor of practice and the way forward. So if you look at the higher education, the higher education institutions की बात करें, it's a driver for social and economic development for any country, and without this the growth of the country is not possible, and this is an inevitable conditions for the progress of a nation. So new knowledge is always a result of interference between disparate and competing disciplines. While whenever diverse players come into pictures, different endeavors come together, institutions and organizational make gain. Because of this joint venture led to the creations of whole new platform for the knowledge. So this is something important where knowledge definitely called for the promotion of economic prosperity and the growth of a nation. Now, modern university system की अगर बात करें, modern university system is the result of large effort, जहाँ पे institutions collaborate for the research, study in many disciplines and even keep evolving. So over the year, multidisciplinary studies की अगर बात करें, the new discipline has also become the part where disciplines such as biochemistry, computer science, and even the part of artificial intelligence, generative AI has become a reality. Now, moreover, the modern university system has accelerated the growth and the rise of new disciplines across the globe, bridging the part of the academic and industrial research, creating economic, intellectual value for the university. If you see the part of the development that is ongoing, the level of courses that has come up, the demand that has driven the economy, call for such courses, and even to the part of AI, the machine learning, and the part of generative AI, these all are flourishing not only in India but across the globe. Now, new phase of education, this is what has been focused in this editorial. It says that the joint enterprises of academia and industries will create innovation. Definitely it is important. You can say the triple P part in education sector, right? So this will call for a new product, services, platform, patent entering the new phase. Now, this will bring the possibilities of evolutions in the university, namely the part of entrepreneurial university. But just to tell you, इंडिया में अभी भी कुछ लिमिटेड ही इंटरप्रेन्योरियल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं ऑपरेटिंग इन राजस्थान. सम ऑफ देम आर द पार्ट विच इज़ ऑपरेटिंग इन गुजरात ऑल्सो, बट वी नीड टू इंक्रीज द नंबर, right? But globally, we need to think about the new age universities, educational entrepreneur, to ensure the fine balance between the education enterprises, where the learners have then optimum price attaining knowledge and even gaining the employment skill for pursuing the serious researches. Now, UGC की एक important initiative है इसी regard में, that is called POP, Professors of Practice. University Grant Commission ने एक नए इंस्टीट्यूशनल कॉन्सेप्ट को स्टैब्लिश किया है वेयर द राइट पॉइंटेड टुवर्ड्स द एंटरप्रेन्योरियल यूनिवर्सिटीज। ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है प्रोफेसर ऑफ प्रैक्टिस की that this aims to enhance the quality of higher education by bringing practitioners, policy maker, skill professional into higher education। तो जो लोग ऑलरेडी एक्सपर्ट हैं उनको प्रोफेसर्स के तौर पे यूनिवर्सिटीज में लाया जाएगा एंड दे विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ प्रोफेसर ऑफ प्रैक्टिस। Now this initiative wants to bring industries into the professional expertise into academia and even through a category which is positions at POP। Now this will help for the real world practices, experiences in the classroom and also augment the part of higher education institution। You can even take this as an example जो कि सिविल सर्विसेज में lateral entry जिस तरह से अंडर सेक्रेटरी या सेक्रेटरी के पोस्ट पे होती है, the same goes with this, but here the experts are taking the classes। Now POP can be found in the field that include the part of business, engineering, law, journalism and arts। Now the significance of professors of practice, क्या क्या significance होगी, क्या advantages हैं? So they serve as the ambassador to the university, building the relationship with industry's partner, helping them to connect student with entrepreneurship and job opportunities। They can also participate in the professional organizations जहाँ पे conferences and even up-to-date part of the technology as the demand for the industry will be there and the best practices will be incorporated। Thus, the POP will reshape the university commercial thinking and energize the actions for added visibility at the university culture, and teaching and research are the foundational pillar of the university in industries, and in today post-knowledge societies, innovation has become the third pillar। So, universities का काफी significant role है in imparting the knowledge and making the economy which is sustainable and even economy which is skilled, contributing to a larger extent। Now the way forward, the POP model or the portal will bring the gap. The government has actually come up with a portal, right? So individual can register themselves for POPs. So this will reduce the gap with the academia and industries, facilitating the hiring and experienced professional in different domain। When you will register, the expert registers, he will be getting a call for different universities and even to be appointed as POPs। The university-based startup would not only include the incubates ideas, but also convert ideas into patents, transform informations into commercial products। Perhaps one day, जो POPs की concept है, will lead to a new generation entrepreneurship, जहाँ पे इंडिया बहुत ही जल्द domestic level पे and even at the indigenous level we can see the Google next on campus। So these are some of the possibilities, the aim, the target is that definitely India can become the hub of IT in a coming years। Now, moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's questions. For first question, the correct option was B. For second question, the correct option was C। Today's MCQ for practice is about the general network access to interstate transmission system। You have to consider the statement first as they are established to re-established for the existing state connectivity and open access framework that seeks to do away with the predetermined point-to-point transmission access। So do check out for the correct option। Second is about the acclaim model residential school. They are established by the Union Minister for Education. They started here in 1997-98 to provide quality education for the scheduled tribe। So do check out for the correct option। Practicing a lot more contemporary and current affair question will give you an added advantages in the examination। And this was all about for the daily news and editorial, followed by the MCQ questions। If you have any other queries about the courses, admissions, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you। For time being, I'm signing off। Thank you so much for watching this video।